Hello, beautiful people. What a week it was. What a week we have coming. What an energy field we have been living in. So, thank you so much for being here and allowing yourself to be present with me. I really appreciate you. This will be a timeless collective reading, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Whoo. How are you doing? Like, how are you feeling with this change and transformation? Because, babe, you have leaped and bounded your way into a new space and time. And it just feels like you've come into your power. Like, it feels like the space and time that you're in now is a space and time of living in your power. And when I picked up the deck, the bottom of the deck on this oracle is stand your ground. So it feels like you are standing your ground in an energetic and physical way. It feels very much like you're just setting boundaries in what you're allowing into your energy field, and also like what you're allowing in and out of your life. Like, you've just claimed your power in that. And when I split the deck, it was Triumph, which I believe is it is the Chariot. So it's movement, it's forward movement, and it is movement from, it's like you're standing your ground, right? Oh my gosh, I just realized it's double sevens. I think in my previous reading, we had doubles also. There's just been this like dual energy that's been around, and it feels like the dual energy is the balance of ourselves. Like we're feeling dual energy in just who we are and how we're presenting ourselves, and just you're able to see duality in certain things. But it's like you're moving into this phase of triumph because you are standing your ground, because you're not accepting anything less, is what I'm hearing. And I was called to this deck today. I'm using the Psychic Tarot Oracle deck. I woke up today and this was the first thing I thought about, was this deck. So she wants to talk to us today, and I'm excited. I'm excited for the messages that she has for us. Already a really great message to start with. That card wanted to flip over and didn't. There's like this hesitancy there's just this hesitant energy. That's like, I feel like the dual energy, that like the parallel. It's like you're moving in this phase of triumph and standing your ground, but in the same sense, like you're also having this internal battle, because it's like, whoa, how am I really here right now? Oh, you have the Empress card. So actually, let me just show you. So you have the number 3, fertility. The number 3 is very significant in the spiritual realm of what the number 3 signifies. Just so much power. It's oh my gosh, why did it just escape my brain? Oh my, I feel like you could see it literally escaping my brain. But it is the realms, right? Like your present self, your higher self, and then the divine. Like it's a very divine number. I don't know why I'm struggling so bad right now. Probably because I'm feeling like the temptation card came out right after, and so there's like this really nervous energy right now. My legs are moving, like I'm very jittery, and I think maybe that's why it escaped me. Almost like this nervous energy of, I'm like getting like this very nervous, exciting energy. The sensuality in the air has been very prevalent for a while, and so the collective has just been feeling it, right? Like just that spicy energy lingering, and so but it's not just like the physical desire of touch and the physical desire of pleasure. It's also the emotional and spiritual realms, where I feel is where the fertility card comes into play, where it's not just it's like it's so multidimensional, and you can see as I'm saying that I'm being called to look at the different portals. It's so multidimensional to where it's not just the physical realm, it's your spiritual, it's just the spiritual and the ethereal, right? So it's fertility in the sense of new you're birthing new creation into your life. It's for some you may be pregnant. For some you may be, if you're trying, this is a sign that this is a good time. If you're not trying, just be very cautious. Make sure you are taking all the steps necessary, because the energy is very fertile in every sense, right? So not just pregnancy, it's birthing of new creations, right? New business, new friendships, just new connections in general. Just this very fertile energy. Like everything you touch blooms is like what I'm hearing right now. I got drawn to look at my little flowers that I have on my desk. It's like whatever you touch blooms. And there's this temptation card, which isn't necessarily a bad card. These cards are indicative to the Empress in Tarot. And why is that escaping me right now? The 15 in... Let me look, because I'm being called... that's significant. So let me just check the book. Wow. And literally the first thing I opened to. So there's something significant in this message. And I'm being told to read what this says right now. Through this card, addictions and self-limiting behaviors are being addressed. This is a time when you or someone else in your life may be placing too much emphasis on the material physical world and its pleasures. See, it's not just material, it's not just physical, my love. Even though we're all born connected to the divine source, we have a tendency to pull away from what was once natural. When we become, let me just pick this book up again. When we become disconnected from spirit, the source that once nourished us, it's often replaced with a different supplier substitute. In other words, the connection is then forged with food, alcohol, nicotine, codependency to someone, or even work. Hence the term workaholic. Many of us spend our lives trying to fill the void that was created when the link of the divine was broken. Let me read that again. Many of us spend our lives trying to fill the void that was created when the link to the divine was broken. The temptation card is calling you to take a hard look at life and ask yourself, where in my life am I suffering from addictive behavior? Is there negative thinking or behavior that's causing the life force to seep out of my soul? Are the people and relationships in my life giving me energy or draining my energy? Learn to embrace your fears. I told you this is not a bad card. Remember, energy cannot be bad. I think that it's just such a human aspect to correlate temptation with being bad. That's a very human thought pattern. Learn to embrace your fears and all of your doubts so that every situation in your life becomes a learning experience. Gaining the knowledge that the physical world teaches you. Gaining the knowledge that the physical world teaches will help you transcend to a higher spiritual awareness. And the tarot archetype is the devil. Again, I love the devil card. It is not a bad card. It is the card of where are you. What this card is saying is, where are you escaping to? What are you avoiding into? And I channeled this a long time ago and I never shared it, and right now feels like the perfect time. Avoidant and anxious behavior, the attachment styles, everyone wants to separate the two of anxiousness and attachment being separate things, but they're actually the same thing. And I'm getting that with the devil card right now and even in the duality that I talked about earlier, it's The avoidant and the anxious behavior are one and the same, because what you're avoiding is the feeling of anxiousness. And when you're anxious, you avoid. And I just got super distracted by my candle flame right now that is exponentially high. The length of my flame is as tall as the candle. Like, I don't, it's over there, so I'm not going to walk to get it. I'm going to keep an eye on it. But as I'm saying that, my candle is speaking so deeply, and the flame is so resonant to the devil card, to this temptation card. You can see this like energy ball being flung here on the depiction, right? And just like this moving in between. You see the two faces. It's like almost moving in between two realms. My flame is about 6 inches high, and it's shooting up wild. It's in a safe space, but I'm going to keep an eye on it. It just feels like confirmation from spirit of what I'm saying right now. This feels very powerful. The anxious attachment and the avoidant attachment are the same attachment wound. The anxious attachment and the avoidant attachment are the same wound. Because what you're avoiding the anxiousness. You're running from the fear. And anxiousness is just fear. Anxiousness, the feeling of anxiousness is fear transmuted in the body, right? And so what you're avoiding is the fear. And so if somebody identifies as an avoidant, they're also being anxious because they're avoiding the fear of what that attachment could bring, right? They're avoiding that. And if somebody identifies as anxious, they're anxious because they're avoiding that fear. Do you hear how it's the same thing? Like, I feel like I'm just repeating myself, but it's literally the same thing. And so there's just this need to release yourself from, one, I'm hearing any labels at all. Like, the human aspect to label everything is so weird to me. I don't understand it. Like, why can't we just exist as sovereign beings and things don't always need to freaking be labeled all the time, right? And so allowing yourself to remove the labels of attachment styles at all, and just allow yourself to move from a healed state. Because when you're moving from a healed state, you're able to be very fertile in your energy in what you touch, because we're not just talking about pregnancy and the tangible realm. We're talking about your spiritual growth. We're talking about your development. We're talking about how you are walking through cycles and leaping through cycles that you can't even see, how you're breaking generational curses that you can't even see. And the reason why your tangible realm is going to emulate that is because as within, so below. And so if you are breaking these cycles and not allowing yourself to avoid into something, to avoid into your fear, then you are fertile in everything you do, meaning everything you do blooms and blossoms and becomes abundant and multiplies. I'm hearing it multiplies in dividends is what I just heard. Multiplication in dividends once you release the fear of, once you stop avoiding your fear. And once you stop allowing your temptation to block you from your blessing. It's going to be different for everybody. Sacrifice. The number 12. You have all... Hold on. You have all major arcanas in this oracle. The archetype, because this... I love this oracle deck because it's emulant to the archetypes within the tarot. And so it's almost like a 2-in-1. And maybe that's why I was called to this. In that 2-in-1 duality, a lot of double energy. And right now I just heard simplifying, to simplify things. I just had a conversation with a friend literally right before this message, and that we had a brief conversation of simplifying, of living a simple life. I'm not going to repeat the message, it's not mine to share, but it's very emulant of that. It's the simplification of things to bring forth. Like, it feels like it's like merging there's like this merging. What I'm hearing right now is you're emerging to merge. There's an emergence into the merge. I'm like getting this visual of like colors. I might have to try and get painted. I was getting this like visual of like this beautiful ball of energy emerging, right? Because we're in such this transformation energy. This beautiful ball is emerging, this emergence from the chrysalis. And now it's like this seamless merge. It's like this merge into a merge. And it's because you've been able to go deep. It's like you merged, you retreated, and then you're going. It's like this instant movement. And what I'm hearing is that you simplifying is not the sacrifice. It's so wild that these are all major arcanas, because the other card that came out was the sacral chakra, the number 2, and I'm getting all this popping energy. I'm being called to read from the book on this, and I want to honor that very much so. It feels like the energy of this deck really wants to speak, and while I'm channeling, I'm also being told that the deck wants to speak, so I'm going to let it. Powerful achievements are usually born. I just want to hold this up while I read this, because this feels very hold on, here we go, there we go. I feel so giddy right now. I don't know. Powerful achievements are usually born as a result of great sacrifice. This card represents self-sacrifice and a time when you should look around your life to see what needs to be released. Which is so wild, because I just looked over that way before I even read that. But I was looking because I'm looking at the flame. By surrendering, okay, hold on, let me go back. This card represents self-sacrifice and a time when you should look around your life to see what needs to be released. By surrendering and letting go, there will be more room to receive. The rewards for this are transformation, wisdom, gratitude, and enlightenment. Sorry, I have to flip the page. This feels so exciting though. This card signifies that there's a situation happening or about to occur in your life and you can't control the outcome. This would be a good time to pause, rest, have patience, reflect, and meditate. It would be wise to stand back so you can learn to look at events with more understanding, intuitive eye. It would be wise to stand back so you can learn to look at events with more understanding and intuitive eye. Try to view people's issues or problems from a different perspective. If you can achieve this, it will have a profound effect on your soul and your life. The sacrifice card can also symbolize a period of transition and change. The solutions you seek may be slow in coming, for it could be necessary to live into the answers. Accept the things that you can't control. Heal and leave the past behind. Move toward your future and watch for new doors opening and paths that are being shown to you. The archetype in relation is the Hangman in tarot, which makes sense. Sacrifice, surrender. And you can see how when they surrender, there's this bloom. It's almost like surrendering to the muck. It's like, I'm surrendering to the fact that I'm here because what's around me is so beautiful. And that's the perspective I'm choosing. And that perspective, again, the perspective shift is allowing you to release the thought patterns that aren't really resonant, right? That don't really, to release things that don't resonate with you so that you can. It's like this evolution of intuition in the most beautiful way. And you're able to view yourself as powerful at this time. You can see yourself as a powerful divine being. Like, you are claiming that. there's this energy of claiming power. The number 2, the sacral chakra, came out, which is our most sacred portal energy. It is the energy of creation, the sacral. So you have the fertility with the number 3, and then you have the number 2 with the sacral chakra. And I know we're 20 minutes in. I just looked right now. This feels like this is going to be the reading in this deck. I'm hearing right now this is the simplification in today. So I love that for us. This feels extremely powerful. I extra love this deck. I don't know why I don't use it that often. Remember I said I don't use it that often? It's so powerful. And I wonder if it's indicative. It feels like that's part of the message of like, it is so powerful, so I don't use it that often, and maybe there's a fear within that because it really gives it to me straight every time, and I love that. But sometimes sometimes we don't always want it direct. But this feels like a very soft, direct message, and it's like this deck is giving us everything we need. I'm hearing right now, Spirit said this deck is giving us everything we need. So with the sacral chakra card coming out, I think I got distracted. There's this like distracting energy happening. So there's this need to stay focused. There's just this need to stay focused. My mind just went to a place that I can't talk about right now. I'm blushing. So, another one of the reasons why I love this deck is because it has chakra cards on it, and yeah, it's just really great. So with this, the key facts are orange, the color orange, the element of water, which is also indicative to emotions. So there's this emotional fulfillment happening. It's like you're emerging into emotional fulfillment after a period of lack for so long, and there's this fear in that. There's this fear of receiving the emotional fulfillment because there's this fear of losing the emotional fulfillment. And Spirit wants you to be present in the now, to enjoy it, because it's about the experience, right? Because it's not about labeling it and setting a time frame of what things need to be, of forcing it, of tempting yourself into something that it doesn't need to be, and instead enjoying the experience and leaning into detachment. Because we don't own anything. Nothing is ours. Everything is just an experience. And it feels like with this card, it's like just experiencing life in emotional fulfillment. This book gives me what it's indicative to glands. And our sacral chakra is located in our pelvic area. So again, there's this birthing, there's this like sacred energetic birthing, and it's like of you. It's like you're rebirthing yourself into this beautiful version of yourself. And I was channeling earlier today, and there was just this channel of this metamorphosis, and I know we talked about it in a previous reading, but this metamorphosis of like emerging from the chrysalis, and it's this renewal, this recalibration after chaos, and it's like you're moving into this balance. And it's clarity with action. So you're rebirthing this version of you after a rebirth. It's like you rebirthed, and then you went through something again, and then you rebirthed again, and then you went through something again, and then you rebirthed again. And it feels very similar to that message of like how I mentioned you're starting things and then starting something else. It's almost like what you started was pockets of healing within you, and as you're healing those pockets of healing, it's also transcending you in layers and layers and layers. So you're emerging like a lot. It's like this emergence, because every time you're going deeper and deeper and deeper, and this feels very exciting because you're birthing into the highest version of you, where you know that you have power and control of everything, and you are your own life force. You are your own flame. My flame is dancing so high. Enjoy the light ignited within your sacral, and I'm hearing to move the energy. If you know anything about manifestation through the O method, that is for you. And if you You don't, that's okay. That doesn't, again, it's a collective energy. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I just want to make sure I'm getting all the messages out. It just feels very, it feels very renewed. This new perspective. There's been a lot of mental energy shifting that's bringing forth emotional fulfillment in ways that might feel scary because maybe you've never received emotional fulfillment like that. This fly just came out of nowhere. So, you may have some monitoring spirits, and it's always good to just let those monitoring spirits know that they're not welcome around you while you're in this transformation period. And just make sure you're knowing how to protect your auric field in this time, because there will be, when you radiate high, you will attract energies of all sorts. So I was just distracted into reminding you of that as this fly came over. And it feels like these distractions popping up are coming from this monitoring spirit. Well, it's gone. Say la vie. It worked fast, right? So, yeah, my love, it's just like nothing can stop you, is what I just heard. Nothing can stop you. They may be trying. You may have like self-sabotaging thoughts try and stop you. You may feel like people are coming in to self-sabotage you, or coming in to sabotage you in like your mental state. And I'm hearing that you're just able to stay really strong in your mental state because you understand your power. And that is the perspective shift that you've let go of. You've sacrificed the victim mentality, and you're living in the perspective of the now. You're living in the perspective of how you've created your own reality. You're literally just birthing everything you want because you understand your power now. You understand who you are, and you're setting boundaries where they need to be set. You're not accepting anything less at this time. And there may be, I was called to look at my 3 of Swords painting right above my head. There may be a little bit of grief with that, because there always will be grief with loss. But it's the loss of like what you're letting go of in order to have the perspective of knowing exactly who you are. So, that means that you do have to let go of certain addictions, certain codependent behaviors, certain people, certain places. That's natural with growth. And I know it's been a lot with so many rebirths and all the things we've been going through as a collective. I'm rocking right there with you. I've been going through so much in my shifts myself, and that's why this message is getting out here. And it's been a few days because I'm flowing and I'm letting things happen when they happen. And there's just this sense of sacrificing your routine is what I just heard. And so I'm not sorry at all, actually. It's time to sacrifice your routine and everything that you once knew in order to be and live in this version of you that you have created and you birthed into. This just feels very good. This feels, it's very potent transformative energy. I'm just reading from my notes that I took earlier. I'm also in the works of like doing my cover, and it looks really crazy right now. So we are in potent transformation energy this coming week in real time, but the potent energy is within self. So this feels like this is what we can prepare for this week, in making sure that we are staying strong in our mindset and in the choices that we're making. Make sure the choices that you're making are in alignment with who you are now and the power you possess now. Don't allow yourself to regress into old habits and things. Make sure your choices are in alignment, and make sure your mindset stays strong. The magic lands when it's built on truth. So stay honest with yourself. I love you. I know this message felt a little, I don't know, this message feels like it was a little all over the place with how the messages were kind of coming through randomly, but sometimes that's how channeling works. I have Spirit saying read the cards verbatim here, and then I, being a channel, I have I have other energies wanting to give messages as well in relation. So just honoring all of it and allowing it to flow through me. So thank you for being here. I don't know if I read this fertility card, and I want to make sure. Okay, my third eye just tingled, so I'm going to go ahead and read this card because I think this might have been the only one I didn't read. And then we'll close it out on this, my love. Through this card, the manifestation of growth is on the horizon. You're the creator, and the seeds that have been planted in the past, whether they were happiness, comfort, abundance, prosperity, family, children, ideas, or even thoughts, are now ready to give birth into your world. I love the validation. I love when Spirit's like, I want to validate your power right now too, Queen. And here we are. And I know this is validating for so much, in so many ways, for so many people right now. Be patient as you watch your seeds take root and grow. We just talked about blooming. Nurture them as they become strong and healthy. This is you nurturing your mind as you keep your mind strong and healthy right now, babe. Open yourself to the life force of the universe. This card also represents femininity and Mother Earth, who is calling to you. The arms of her beauty are reaching out. She wants to embrace you on her seashores, mountains, forests, and gardens. Go to her and meet her halfway. Acknowledge that the same energy that makes up the heavens, earth, plants, animals, and mineral kingdom is also part of you. This feels like the perfect way to end because this feels like the biggest hug. And as above, so below. We started with this and we're ending with this. Period. Acknowledge that the same energy that makes up the heavens, earth, plants, animals, and mineral kingdom is also part of you. Start nurturing yourself and infuse your soul with love and compassion. Soon, others will see and feel your devotion. As you interact with others around you now, or even if you're in the mindset of solving a problem, use gentle care and kindness as you handle such situations. This isn't a time for you to be inconsiderate, possessive, domineering, forceful, or pushy. Act from the loving space of the heart center. The benevolent energy that resides there will assist you in making sacrifices. Oh my goodness. The benevolent energy that resides there will assist you in making sacrifices in order to care for and help others as well as yourself. The Empress. I'm telling you, we've been talking about what the collective is doing right now, and the shifts and the things that you're shifting into right now is not just to benefit you and your life and the people around you and in your circle, but literally the whole freaking collective, because that's how they're freaking powerful you are, babe. Like, oh my gosh, can we go like on a hike? What the heck? I love this. Thank you for being here and spending your divinely magical time. I just looked down and it was 3322. That feels very significant, especially in the double dual energy, and especially because we got the 3 and the 2 here. So it's like this connected energy with your heart chakra and your sacral. And I'm just hearing, if it feels good, let it feel good. And that feels like in any aspect in life. If it feels good, let it feel good. Period. That's the reading. I love you, beautiful, magical beings. Oh my gosh, you guys have me blushing with this energy happening. My flame is now about 8 inches. Okay, so I'm going to go and love on her. She is clearly calling to me. And just thank you for being here and sharing your energy with me. I really appreciate you. This collective means so much to me, and I just thank you. I just love you. I just love you. Please like, share, and subscribe if any of this resonated with you, and I will see you in the next reading. Bye, you magical being. Okay, go create that life.